everybody, and welcome to Let's Talk Antiques. How's everybody doing out there?
Hey. Hey.
Oh, boy, look at that. Hey, I guess today we're going to talk about soda machines and soda company signs and thermometers for soda companies. Is that right?
How about clocks, Harry? Do you think we ought to talk about them too?
Oh, yeah, soda company clocks. That's right.
Yeah. Hey, as you can see behind me, we're trying to, we're in our warehouse now, the Jiffy Burger warehouse, which warehouses all the stuff that we change out at the restaurant. And so I want our viewers every week, our goal is, Nancy is the one that's the director of this operation here. And she says that we need to move around every week. So we're going to move around. Eventually, we're going to get up to the radio room, the original WMSR radio station, and we'll actually stand there with where the guitars are. And so, as you can see behind me, we're at a different location. We got these Coke machines and stuff, and I want to show you my Coca-Cola buddy here. I'm going to step up and step over to him.
Okay.
You see my Coca-Cola policeman? He's here 24/7 on duty.
Yep. He protects the place, huh?
What do you think about him?
He's cool.
All right. Now, don't y'all be bashful. Hey, here's an old reach-in Coke machine from the 40s and 50s. And that's a Bendo 44 right there. See the power machine?
Yeah.
And then this is a Bendo 39.
Which one's older, the 39 or the 44 there?
The 39.
Okay.
They're kind of close anyway, but the 39, it was there before the 44.
And the reach-in.
I'm kind of getting a scan. So I'm going to direct the scanner here. We're going to scan over a little bit that way and let you see see those machines right there?
Yeah.
This one right here that I got my finger on, you've heard of Mill slot machines, right? The company that made the slot machine.
Oh, yeah, sure.
And of course, they make other gaming machines. But Mills actually got into the Coca-Cola drink box business for a little while. They made two versions. Of course, I've only got this one version. But inside this thing, it is so heavy. It's twice as heavy as any other Coke machine that I've got in the building. But it actually is a real desirable Coke machine because of Mills, making the thing. And I guess I ought to step up and buy the other one. But all it takes is money.
I like the Dr. Pepper one there too.
Is that not cool?
Yeah.
Hey, that's really nice. That's a restored Dr. Pepper. And we've got another couple of Coca-Cola machines like this one here. You see this one? Now scan back on it. And that one over here with the white, hang on just a second. Let me show you. See this one?
Yeah.
It's the same machine. It's a Westinghouse. Both of these are. But see, this one's got the white on it, and that one does not have. So they made two different versions of it. So what do you think about all that?
Those rim tops are really desirable.
Yeah, you're right. And most of the machines, I'm going to say 90%. I'm going to have a 10% variable, but 90% of these machines work.
Really?
So, yeah.
That makes a big difference with those drink machines in the price. Huge difference.
Yeah, you're exactly right, Ron. Ronnie and I, we've been out hunting this stuff. We used to go to the Nashville flea market when they actually had stuff there. And he'd hunt Star Wars stuff, and I'd hunt signs and Coke machines and that kind of stuff. So we got a little history of hunting. But anyway, Howard, do you remember when we were young? I never did this, but I know you did. You remember they used to have Coke machines out in front of the old service stations that, when they closed at night, they could still sell a Coke. You remember that?
Right.
And they even actually had some of them actually had their vending machine outside, like a snack machine. You remember that?
Yeah.
But anyway, do you remember when you took your can opener and a straw when they had the slider Coke machines, and you'd raise the lid up and take your little bottle opener and open one and take a straw and suck the Coca-Cola out?
Yeah, well, that way you didn't have to pay for it.
Yeah.
But
And
And you know,
how many pennies did you cut down to dimes,
yeah,
Howard?
yeah, I know. Yeah, we save a little bit. But the big thing was you couldn't put the peanuts in it.
no, you couldn't.
We
I
But
used
now,
got
to
that
get,
Coke.
yeah, you
but,
used to get a bag of
but,
peanuts and pour it into the Coke bottle, and then drink and eat peanuts at the same time.
yeah. But remember, if you was honest, you could do that. But if you're a little crooked and took that straw with you it's hard to suck a peanut up a straw, wouldn't it?
I know that's why you couldn't put the peanuts in. But
What'd you get
another
a soft drink?
another thing I know that they were in the bottles.
Yes.
And they had a rack next to the Coke machine, and you put your bottle, and they trusted you to put your bottle in there. And I'd say 90% of the people did. Otherwise, you could take them to the grocery store the next day and redeem them for 3 or 4 cents, 6 cents, or something. And of
Well,
course, as kids, we used to walk up and down the streets, or the roads, looking for bottles, take them down to the store, and buy penny candy with the deposit return.
yeah.
Ma-
Depending on the size of the store, Howard.
Yeah,
Remember, like the little local stores, like the neighborhood stores, give you 2 cents for them. But if you took it to a bigger store, they'd actually give you 3 cents for the bottle.
yeah, yeah.
I got a nickel when I was a kid.
A nickel?
Yeah, I get a
Wow.
nickel. I put my wagon around and pick them bottles up and get them nickels.
Well, I guess Howard and I done moved on. Since they went up 2 cents, I guess we could actually afford to
Yeah.
not look for Coke bottles, but not just Coke bottles. I mean, they
um,
New Grape, Sun Drop, Seven
Yeah,
Up.
all the
Yeah,
drink bottles,
yeah,
and even milk bottles back at one time.
yeah.
You could get a deposit on
now I don't know about that one.
them. Yeah, but times have changed. Times have changed.
Well,
Hey, David,
yeah,
that first reach-in machine behind you that you showed us,
yeah.
does that have a coin mechanism on it, or is that just more of a cooler?
No, Phil, it's a cooler and it's ice fed. And let me tell you the story, and I've told it before on the show. But when I was a little kid, Daddy and them sent me to the store. So this little neighborhood store, it had a machine like this in the back, and it had ice and water in it to keep the drinks cold.
Yeah.
And there was a towel there. You had to take the towel and wipe the bottles off. If you didn't, you put them in that carton, and they get the carton wet, and the bottles fall out, and you break them carrying them home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that is an ice fed one. We've got, I think in stock here, we got about 3 of those ice fed ones. The rest of them are electrified.
Okay. Cool.
Well, now, surely you and Ronnie have a little story about when you was a little kid about drink machines or right?
I've got a lot of stories about drink machines, but not necessarily when I was a kid.
Yeah, I know. Well,
Yeah.
Ronnie worked for the Pepsi company, and he was a service tech for them. So he knows all about them machines.
Oh, yeah.
And now he wish he had kept a lot of the stuff that they were throwing away.
Oh God, we threw truckloads we call it a dump of
Yeah.
vendors we pick up. But now some we put behind individuals' houses, like by swimming pools,
Yeah.
and they sold drinks like that.
Yeah, but something else. Don't you remember? You said you converted a lot of them to Minna.
Yes, the mini tanks. We would a lot of those reach-ins. We would use those to hold the water, and then we would take those old premix units we had and use them for aerators. The fans off of them, off the carbonator.
Hmm.
My dad owned a steel fabricating company, and he would keep a Coke machine out there that he just maintained. And there was a slider there to start with, I remember, but nobody ever showed me that I could pop the top off and get a straw out of it. So I never knew that, but
It's because he wanted your quarters.
I could get a quarter from my dad if I needed it. So there you go.
Quarter. You could get a whole 6-pack when Howard and I was little for a quarter.
Yeah.
It was a quarter then.
5 cents.
Well, the drinks taste better out of the glass bottles than they do.
Oh,
in
sure.
Absolutely.
And an interesting story on the glass bottles. Back in the '90s, I guess it was now. Boy, time gets by. Uh, Went to Panama about on 3 different years, and on a medical mission. And
I didn't know you was a doctor.
oh yeah, I'm a little bit of everything. I stayed at the Holiday Inn last week. But anyway, we went down there, and the drinks were all in glass bottles, and it just tastes so much better. Plus, I think they use real sugar rather than the canes,
Yeah, that makes a difference too.
fructose or whatever it is, they use now. But found out that all the glass bottling machines, equipment from up in the States, when they converted to cans, went to South America. And they're still using. That's probably changed now because that's so many years ago. But we all the drinks were in bottles, and you see a lot of the same machines, but the Coke machines and stuff. And one thing about down there, they at that time, and I've noticed in the stores, if you get in the ethnic foods departments, where especially the Hispanic, they have all the flavored drinks. The cherry and the orange and the grape. It seems like all we have now is 7-Up and Coke, a Coke or a Pepsi. And we don't have the flavored drinks like we used to have at one time in this country. They don't seem to be as popular for some reason.
Well, I still like the orange crushes.
Yeah, but that's just about the only one. You don't see.
Yeah.
You remember Knee-High? They have all the different flavors. And you don't see that as much. Some, but not like it used to be. Which is kind of sad.
You was talking about Knee-High, Howard. Remember, the two best sellers, though, was the Knee-High Grape and the Knee-High Orange.
Of course, yeah.
They're two best sellers.
Right.
Yep. All right. Well, we better take us a commercial break here before we get cut off.
Okay, I guess we'll be back in just a couple of minutes.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Tune in to Let's Talk Antiques for the only locally produced antique show in the area. Every week, David, Ronnie, Philip, and Howard bring you new topics about how to maximize your investments in collectibles. Whether that's Star Wars toys or cowboy movie posters, they cover it all. Show founder David Pennington has been featured on the History Channel's American Pickers and is well known for his knowledge of Coca-Cola memorabilia, vintage gas pumps, and all things cowboy related. That's Let's Talk Antiques, live Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on WMSR Radio, or watch our video replays on P-Head's Charter Channel 193, LightTube's Channel 6, or on our Facebook and YouTube channels. There's always a new find on Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
Okay, we're right. Let's do that again. Okay, we're back with more Let's Talk Antiques, and we've been talking about soft drink machines, and we're going to talk about some more of the memorabilia of the soft drink industry. So we're still talking about the machines right now.
Yeah. Hey, if you notice here, see this carrier?
Yep.
Ooh.
Remember they used to have those stadium carriers at the ball games and stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Even at the high school and the junior high school, they had them. Everybody wanted to sell a product, right? And of course, these carriers had the advertisement on them. I got to hand this to Vanna White.
She's supposed to put the little 8-ounce bottles in for them.
Did you know? Yeah, Howard, wasn't the original ones, wasn't they 6 or 6.5?
Yeah, six. I'm thinking it was six, but yeah, they were not the gigantic bottles like we have today. Everything's been supersized nowadays.
Yeah, I think people starting to slow down on that though, Howard. You remember in the '80s, like when they had the big speakers, the big everything, and then
Yeah,
they did the same thing with the drinks. They supersized them. You know, 40. What was that one drink? Route 44. You know, where the 44 ounces of drink.
Yeah.
yeah. Was it with the big gulp?
Drink.
Something like that, big gulp. Yeah,
Well, anyway, when you take like you go to the store right now and buy a 12-ounce soda in a can, 12 ounces. Think about that. That is two sodas to us, Howard, when we was
right.
growing up.
Yeah. Well, look, it's the same thing with hamburgers. You go to like Wendy's and get the little junior burger or whatever they call it. That's what we used to get, and not the gigantic ones. So everything's supersized today,
Yeah.
And
Even,
so we. It's sad to say, I think we're all supersized too.
well, even even the restaurant, we actually got at the Jiffy Burger, we actually got a
Yeah.
12 burger with cheese or without. But we've always had, ever since that we've owned it since 1965, we always had the 4-ounce regular hamburger, and then we had the double, the double
Yeah.
burger, double cheese, double hamburger. But the double cheeseburger, people just love that thing.
Oh yeah.
And originally, though, Howard, for probably, we've got there in 65, so probably up to about 90, we actually had the bread company made the sesame seed bun, and that's what we put it had three pieces of bread,
Fun.
so the bottom and then the center, on the bun
Oh,
for the burger. But, that's gone away. Of course, we still got the double burger, but we use it on a single bun.
Yeah.
But I think things are shrinking a little bit, Howard. I think they are.
I know I haven't been shrinking.
Well, I know my paycheck shrank, from working to retirement. What about you? Did yours not shrink?
Yeah, sad to say.
Now the other two are still making big bucks, man.
Right. Yeah, like Philip.
Yeah, we're on that everyday Saturday deal,
Yeah.
All right, so why don't we let's talk about some of these soda machines. Now,
They're worth a lot, aren't they?
heck yeah. And what we need to do under the soda machines, what we need to do first is put in Coca-Cola machine when you search it. But when you search Pepsi, put in Pepsi Cola machine. So let's start with the Coca-Cola machine. And Ronnie, you and Philip, y'all got your...
I've got a 1958 Cavalier Coke machine, and I mean, this is a really good looking box. It's a round top, about $3,700.
$3,700.
Mm-hmm.
Philip, can you top that?
I got a Vindo 1952 model 39. That
Showed you.
6,850.
How about that, Ronnie?
I've got a 1950s Coca. I think it looks like maybe a 53 box. It's a round top. 10 glass bottles vending machine. This one's fully restored and works.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they were asking $5,500 and took a best offer. So they probably got something close.
The 5,000?
I'd say they did.
Yeah.
Howard, have you found anything? I know that you're on the search.
Yeah, I got a vintage Coke machine, Vendo 59. Been restored. Everything works.
Yeah.
Perfect condition. They're asking $5,500 for it. They just listed it, so there's no bids or no bids yet on it. But and it's a beautiful machine. It's just as shiny and looks like a brand new one.
Yeah, that's the one I pointed out. We have here in the warehouse. I think we got either 2 or 3 of those machines. You remember originally those machines took a nickel.
Yeah.
And then remember when the things went up to 6 cents, then 7, then 8, then they skipped 9 and went to a dime.
It went to a dime, yeah.
Well,
I remember putting 6 cents in a machine. You'd think that nowadays nobody even carries a penny, I don't think, anymore.
Well, a lot of people use pennies for washers.
Mm.
It's cheaper. A penny would be cheaper than buying the washer. You ever went to buy?
Well, yeah.
That's a good point. I hadn't thought of that, Dave.
It's a whole lot cheaper than the washer. But I don't know what to do. If you deface the penny, drill a hole right in the center of it.
Yeah.
Okay, I've got a ventilator. It's when they called it ventilator instead of vendo.
Yeah.
It's 27 Coke machine.
27, Ronnie?
Mm,
You know what that means, right?
the 27?
Yeah.
You going to tell me?
Anytime you hear the number on a soda machine, that's how many.
First of the cans.
That's how many bottles it will hold. Like our 39 back here holds 39.
Okay, so it was the same as the cans with the other machines then.
Right.
Okay, all right.
Each number, that's how many they'll hold.
That one brought $3,500 on a buy it now.
I've got one that's it doesn't. I don't know what exactly you call it. It just says vintage Coca-Cola machine, and it's one that has I guess the 3 sliders on the front of it where you just reach down and grab them. So it wouldn't be for not a vending machine. It would be one that people would pull it out of and hand it to you.
Yeah.
But it was I guess a cooler, but it's an electric cooler. And it was professionally refurbished and says it's in practically mint condition, and that sold for $4,000.
Hey, you know that we have a lot of listeners, and we also have a lot of viewers, and we go to several different counties. You know as well as I know that there is somebody that watches our show or listens to it on WMSR, right, Howard? Remember,
Of course, they better be.
Remember, Philip forgot to do that part, so we did that. But between listening to our show and watching our show, you know there is viewers from Lincoln, Moore, and what's it, Lincoln, Moore, Bedford, Coffee,
Franklin,
Warren,
and Warren. Don't we get? Yeah, we go into part of Warren. So
yeah, we do.
I'd be willing to bet, and I'm not a gambler, but I'd almost bet $100 to a dime that somebody's got one of them old Coke machines sitting on their back porch.
Oh, so or in the barn.
or in the barn, yeah.
Well, actually, people, I guarantee there's somebody got one on the back porch still using it.
Oh, yeah, still using it. I haven't thought of that, yeah.
Hey, I found an interesting one here. It's a vintage Coca-Cola nickel Jacobs 26 vending machine.
Now, we have one. That's what they call the mailbox, Howard.
Yeah, it's rounded. Got a rounded top on it.
Remember the U.S. Post Office mailboxes used to be sitting around? Yeah. That's what it favors. We actually have one of those in stock.
Yeah, and they're asking almost $6,000 for it. It's on eBay again. It's been on there for about 3.5 days. No bids, but it's totally restored. It's beautiful again. Looks like it came right out of the factory.
Yeah. So its nickname is the mailbox.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah. Well, don't everybody talk at once now. Somebody say something.
I've got a double shoot machine here. Excuse me. It's a 1950s. Looks like it's got the rounded edges, not the rounded top.
Yeah.
$3,000.
3,000.
$3,000.
Did you say double
before?
Double shoot. Remember the double shoots?
Yeah, I've got one in stock.
Mm-hmm.
I got that one. I only have one of those though. They're kind of rare.
Yeah, it's a good looking box. I thought they were cheap for it.
Down there where the bottle goes out, Ronnie, is it chrome? Mine's got the chrome insert.
Yeah, it does. Yeah,
they're beautiful machines.
Yeah, good looking box.
All right, okay, guys, step up there. I know we ain't running out of time.
I got a 1950 Vendo 39B Coke machine, and it's got like a little door that you open up in the front and reach your hand in to pull it out of. That's pretty cool design on that one. There was only one bid on that, but that bid was $2,750, so that's pretty decent if you're to sell it.
Hey, let me tell you a story about the Bendo 81. And you know after I've told you that it will hold 81 bottles. But you know what makes the Bendo 81 popular? And you can either look it up now or later after the show. But what makes them popular is that the Bendo 81 will actually service the larger drink bottles. Remember when they had like the 10-ounce hours?
Yeah.
The looking bottles. You know, it was probably about 3 inches taller than the 6-ounce bottle.
Right.
You know why everybody wants that Bendo 81? It can be in beer bottles.
So, really?
Yeah.
So it's real popular for that reason. You know, have a man can have a Coke that you could have like 2 or 3 runs of beer in it. You know, have some soda, but you can also put the long neck beer bottles in it.
And now all those can machines being beer cans.
Yeah.
I've set up a bunch of those.
Well, aren't they the same size, Ronnie?
They are the same size, yeah.
Yeah. But now the regular Coke machines like this 39 back here won't be in nothing but a 6-ounce bottle.
Right. Now you talking about that 81. I'm looking at an 81D.
Yeah, well, yeah, I think they made about 3 different models of that.
I think, yeah, 4 or 5, yeah. But anyway, good looking box. And got the little glass door you pull open.
Right.
Glass bottle, yeah. Those chutes had a little slider in there that snap down and you pull it back, you know, to adjust it for the different bottles.
Right.
A metal one.
Now, I'll tell you what I have here in the warehouse. I just swapped my 81 off, but I have a 56, which, you know, holds 56, but it's exactly the same machine except it's shorter. It's probably about a foot shorter, but it's a good look. Looks just like the 81 that y'all been looking at.
Yeah.
And, you know, our listeners, sometimes if they're on, you know, if they're on the internet, they can look these machines up and see what we're actually talking about. They're really, I see why people collect. I see why people collect all this stuff, and I see why people want to come and visit, you know, our restaurant because people do like that. And like, there's other restaurants that's figured it out that hey, you need to put a little bit of stuff in your restaurant and draw people. And even today's TV shows, I've not seen too many TV shows that don't end up with the toy we talked about last week, or a sign or something that's open.
Yeah, a lot of old Coke machines or things like that would make their way in. Yeah. Howard, you take us to a break here before we go too long over.
Is it time for another break?
It is.
Boy, time flies when you're having fun.
Don't it?
We'll be right back with more Let's Talk Antiques.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Tune in to Let's Talk Antiques for the only locally produced antique show in the area. Every week, David, Ronnie, Philip, and Howard bring you new topics about how to maximize your investments in collectibles. Whether that's Star Wars toys or cowboy movie posters, they cover it all. Show founder David Pennington has been featured on the History Channel's American Pickers and is well known for his knowledge of Coca-Cola memorabilia, vintage gas pumps, and all things cowboy related. That's Let's Talk Antiques, live Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on WMSR Radio, or watch our video replays on P-Head's Charter Channel 193, LightTube's Channel 6, or on our Facebook and YouTube channels. There's always a new find on Let's Talk Antiques.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking.
Okay, welcome back to Let's Talk Antiques, and we've been talking about soda machines up till now. I guess we're going to switch and talk about soda company signs. And I see, looking at David there, he's got a bunch of them hanging on the wall and hanging from the ceiling behind him there.
Yeah, realistically, we probably got over 500 signs.
Oh my goodness!
Hey, Philip.
Yeah.
Nancy said that she gave you a job to do.
Uh-oh.
Job.
Well, so usually I remind everybody they're watching or listening to us on WMSR live at 8 or 9 o'clock in the mornings on Wednesday mornings, and Charter Channel 193 for replays, and LightTube Channel 6, and also Facebook and YouTube 24 hours a day. But if you, Nancy pointed something out that I do every once in a while is if you've got a smart TV, which most TVs now have a smart TV thing, you can connect to pull up the YouTube app, and on that you can type in "Let's Talk Antiques," and then you can watch us on your big screen TV at home, and it does look pretty nice. It's everybody's using Zoom right now on all kinds of national shows and stuff, and we're the same quality they are with that.
So. That's the only way I've ever watched it's on YouTube.
Yeah. Hey, I'll tell you, if you search for Let's Talk Antiques on YouTube, we're the first one.
If you search it on Google, right up.
If what, Ronnie?
If you search Let's Talk Antiques on Google, we'll come right up with a link straight to the show.
So we've been saturating the YouTube with our show for 6 years now. So
you could binge watch us as long as you want.
Pays off.
Well, you know what? What I hope over the years we have taught people, and we're doing it right now, looking up these machines and signs and stuff. But listen, there's a lot of money that people can pick up extra income just by simply watching our show and learning about these signs and these drink machines and even toys. There is a lot of extra money that these people can pick up, and it's fun to swap and trade. Now, I have some people that, of course, since all this stuff's been going on, it's kind of slowed up because people don't want to get out and they don't want to be around each other. But I have several people that come regular, and we swap and trade all the time. Matter of fact, I even swapped a piece off yesterday. I swapped a sign off and ended up with the neatest looking ride-on train you've ever seen from the 50s.
Oh, cool.
Hey, Howard, you can appreciate this. What year did he come out with the Streamliners? The Streamline trains. I know they had them in World War II.
Well, it was the late 40s that they started really decking out a lot of the latter part of the 40s that they started making the steam engines into what they called streamliners. And then they came out with the diesels, and what was it, the Zephyr? I think it's called the Zephyr.
Yeah, that's what this one
really sharp-looking, futuristic diesel engine. And then, of course, then they became more utilitarian over the years. But they were beautiful.
Well, anyway, even though that we've had these bad times, I'm still swapping and trading. And I don't know if I turn this around. Can you see that? Can you see that train I swapped for? Can you see it?
A little bit.
Yeah.
Can you see it? That's the engine and the car, and it is the Zephyr, isn't it, Howard?
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Anyway, I traded for that yesterday. So
have you got it set up in the yard yet?
Huh?
Have you got it set up in the yard yet?
No. Before our show, I had a couple of hours before we come to do the show this evening. I went on and moved a lot of stuff around. I've got it on a top shelf, and it's the coolest looking thing you ever seen. Well, you've seen it on that shelf.
Yeah.
It's about 10 foot up in the air.
Oh, okay.
It's about 4 foot long, both cars.
All right. So it doesn't ride all the way off from the shelf out into the yard and then come back in? Now that'd be cool.
It could actually, when it was a toy, You know, keep ride it on the driveway all the time
Okay.
or around the house.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I've got I typed in the for Coca-Cola signs, and I can't believe that the signs are worth more than some of those old machines are.
Oh, God, yes.
Recently, there was a 1933 Coca-Cola porcelain fountain service sign.
Yeah, we have that sign at the house.
It's green across the top, says fountain service with the red Coca-Cola underneath it. That looks gorgeous. And they wanted $4,500 for it. Took a best offer, but I think it was within $1,000 of that, and $300 shipping on top of it too.
Those fountain service signs are a little more desirable than the others because they didn't make as many of them.
Yeah, right. And you want to hear something interesting? There was a company in Nashville that made those signs. It actually says it on it. It says Nashville. It's something sign company, but it says something else. But they was actually made in Nashville, Tennessee.
Wow, I didn't know that.
What are you doing now?
Learn something.
I tell you what, your head ought to be as big as a 5-gallon bucket. As much stuff as you've learned in the last 5 years.
I'll tell you.
What do you think? A 5-gallon bucket? You think his head ought to be that size?
That'd be good. That'd be good. Yeah, see, we're an educational program.
Yes.
There you go.
But just think how many of these old signs, when they were taken down, were used to maybe patch a roof on a barn or plug up a hole in the siding and just got ruined.
Well, and the thing about it is during the war, lots of them had to go back to recycling, and that ate a lot of them.
During World War II, they used to have the metal drives, to get stuff like that back and use it for the war effort.
Everything.
And and today somebody may have an old sign and not realize what it's worth and discard it or abuse it, and that's why it's important to pay, to realize how important some of this old stuff is and how valuable it is.
Yeah, those pre-World War II signs are really desirable for that reason.
Hey, guys, there was a guy up in Beach Grove. He had a hog lot, and you know what it was lined with to keep them hogs from getting out? Signs, old signs.
Oh, God.
He had old signs that he made a fence out of.
Well, I guess they do the job.
I think somebody ended up buying a lot of them.
I'd like to take the fence down for him.
Yeah. Hey, and put him up a real fence for him.
I'd put him up a nice one.
Yeah.
I'd put him up a nice vinyl sign fence.
Yeah. Okay, have y'all looked up any? We've only got like 15 or 20 minutes left.
I haven't.
Not the timer, but let's have some more prices on some signs if you got them.
Yeah, I've got a Coca-Cola drugstore sign. It looks like it's single-sided and it's porcelain. It's embossed. They wanted $2,800 and took a best offer. I thought they got something close.
Huh? Howard, what you got?
Well, I've been looking at just soda signs, and it's amazing if you go through eBay. Like here's a sign that was probably made by Coca-Cola for a diner, and it's the Route 66 Diner. Drink Coca-Cola. It's just a small sign, and it's worth. They're asking $40 for it. It's got that's at 9 bids already.
Yeah.
And then, some Coke bottle drinks that you don't hear of anymore, such as knee-high. Here's a knee-high sign that's not very good condition. 30-inch embossed metal sign. They're asking $235 for an old knee-high sign.
Mm-hmm.
So the signs are worth a lot of money. It's just here's a really neat orange crush for $40.
A lot of people, they even want those old rusted out signs to put outside because you don't want to put your good signs outside.
That's it. Right, Ronnie. Philip, I know you found something.
I got a 1914 Coca-Cola soda fountain window display. It says it's as is, and it was used as a backing for a mirror for a while. It says it's extremely hard to find. It measures 45.5 inches by 20 inches tall, and they got $2,500 for it.
How about that? You see what I mean? Some of our listeners might have a mirror that's back with a sign.
Yeah,
I mean, that was common.
that's pretty bizarre.
Okay. I've got a 1914 Coca-Cola soda fountain window display.
Oh, that was fun.
Cardboard, Ronnie? Cardboard?
Faded out. Yeah. Was that the one you just talked
Yeah,
about?
that's the one I just
I
did.
thought you were talking about a mirror.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Yeah, but see, that's what happens to them. They do fade out if you put them in. Well, that's where they're supposed to go, is in the window.
Yeah, they're supposed to be faded.
Yeah.
Hey, you want them to look like they got a little character.
Yeah.
I got a nice one here. How about, remember double cola?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
Here's a double cola sign. It's 28 inches tall, wide and 12 inches tall, self-frame. Has somewhere, but the colors are still bright and vivid. And it's they're asking what is it here? $300 for it.
Yeah. You know Prescott Bottling over at Tullahoma? You know, they're the son. They actually had double cola way before they had the sun drop.
Yeah.
All right, Howard, you want to take us to a break here, and we'll come back with the.
Is it time for another break?
Yep.
My goodness.
See what happens when you're having fun, Howard?
I guess so. Either that or Philip's clock is running fast.
Yeah, I'm going to hurry. I'm going to get this over quick.
Okay. Okay, we'll be right back with more Let's Talk Antiques after these words from our sponsors.
The Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester has been voted as having the best hamburgers in Manchester. Hometown atmosphere, historical memorabilia, and of course those great burgers, salads, chicken, and so much more. It's the Jiffy Burger on the Hillsborough Boulevard in Manchester. Call in orders at 728-4452. You can also order at the convenient outdoor curb service. Hamburgers are made the old-fashioned way at the Jiffy Burger, Manchester's finest hamburgers. Open 7:30 until 9, Monday through Saturday.
Hello, I'm Pick and Rick T from CFC, best place to get you used auto parts and all types of metals to repurpose for your needs. Just take a drive down 55, see this handsome guy, stop on by. Check out our computer for hundreds of autos to locate the make and the model of the part you need. $2 fee is all you pay. Sign in and get a hand stamp, it's good for all day. Bring in your tools, get the parts you need pulled, and use a wheelbarrow to lighten the load. Pay for your parts, prices you'll be fond of. Each part's price the same, Chevy or Honda. Get exchange warranty for 30 days too. Swap out the parts you don't need for the parts that you do. Happy picking!
Tune in to Let's Talk Antiques for the only locally produced antique show in the area. Every week, David, Ronnie, Philip, and Howard bring you new topics about how to maximize your investments in collectibles. Whether that's Star Wars toys or cowboy movie posters, they cover it all. Show founder David Pennington has been featured on the History Channel's American Pickers and is well known for his knowledge of Coca-Cola memorabilia, vintage gas pumps, and all things cowboy related. That's Let's Talk Antiques, live Wednesdays at 9 a.m. on WMSR Radio, or watch our video replays on P-Head's Charter Channel 193, LightTube's Channel 6, or on our Facebook and YouTube channels. There's always a new find on Let's Talk Antiques.
Well, welcome back to Let's Talk Antiques, and we're still talking about soda pop or soda drinks. You know, that's an interesting thing. Some places they say soda, some places they say pop. New England, they used to say tonic.
Now, I'm going to tell you something. When you work for Pepsi, you don't say, I'm going to get a Coke.
No. A lot of people just say Coke, and they mean, but then they mean a flavored Coke. You know, they'll say, I'd like to have a Coke, but then they reach over and get a Sprite or, a Dr. Pepper but a Coke means everything.
Oh, I got it. When I first started working there for doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, so Howard.
Yeah.
So, do you know how the term pop up north they say that a lot, pop. You know
Yeah.
why I say that, pop?
I guess when the bottle opened,
That's
sometimes
exactly
it made
right.
a popping sound.
That's
Or
the name. But when the bottle opened, how it made that popping sound?
yeah,
And that's why, up north they said a lot, but down here we call everything a Coke.
the Coke.
Yeah.
Coca-Cola's done us well because we've learned to say Coke on everything. Except Ronnie, he don't do it because he works for Pepsi.
Yeah.
You say what you're getting.
They smacked your hands, didn't they, Ronnie?
Oh, yeah, they did.
Okay, so are we looking up? What are we looking up? Thermometers?
I got some thermometers.
Well, let's hear them.
I got a vintage original Coca-Cola cigar sign, of good taste thermometer. It says drink Coca-Cola, sign of good taste, and refresh yourself underneath it. So it's a nice thermometer. 45 bids on that, went for $969.
We have two of those in stock. It's got the red frame and a white center, and it looks like a cigar. That's why they call it that, because it's got the shape of a cigar.
Oh, okay.
And they're worth a little more if they've still got the mercury in them.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, Howard?
Yeah.
Can you top that? Or Ronnie?
I can't top it, but I got a near mint orange crush soda gas station thermometer. The one shaped like the bottle.
Yeah, I've got two of those in stock.
$150 on that one bit.
What about that, Howard? You got something?
Looking
Well,
for them.
I kind of jumped over and was looking at clocks.
Well, now, Howard,
Yes.
since you're on clocks, of course, we're going to get there sooner or later. And but we would like to stay with thermometers if it's okay.
Okay, go ahead.
You go ahead. Now, you go tell us about the high dollar clock.
Let Ronnie and Philip talk about this.
Hey, do you have a high dollar clock right there, Howard?
Well, I got 1957 up for $119.
All right.
And a 1950s, let's see. Oh, here's a new grape soda for 75.
Uh-huh.
An orange crush for $350. And these are, most of them are lit, have the light in them. And
Oh, yeah.
Sure.
Hey, that's what sold the product.
yeah,
Those clocks. There's a 1930s Coca-Cola, one of those octagon shaped ones.
Yeah.
They're a little harder to find.
Yeah, but that's a clock there. That's
yeah, they got something north of $1,700 for it.
Oh yeah. Hey, Philip.
Yeah.
Fill us in with a thermometer, and we'll just go thermometer clock.
All right. I've got a 1950s Sundrop Diet Cola advertising thermometer sign. It says sugar-free, contains no sugar calories. Sundrop Cola, good to the last golden drop. And they were wanting $695 and took a best offer that was really close to that.
All right. Howard or Ronnie, have y'all got a clock to match yet?
Yeah, I got a vintage new grape soda. Lighted advertising clock. Works. It works. It's lit up and it is keeping time. $850.
Good, Howard. You did good.
Pretty good, huh?
Hey, how about that though? Think about what y'all just said there on all this stuff. All this stuff was put out there to sell a product.
Yeah. Now it's the product.
Yeah. No, it didn't catch. Yeah. It didn't cost the manufacturer. Say like those thermometers, they probably paid $2 or $3 a piece for them when they got them. If they paid it.
Yeah. I got a 1930s to go with Howard's New Grape clock. I got a 1930s New Grape Soda Art Deco thermometer, and this is in pretty rough shape. It's been weathered quite a bit, and it went for $650 was to buy it now. Like that.
Does it have two bottles on it, Phil?
It has two bottles on the side, and on the yellow across the top it says New Grape Soda, and a yellow underneath it that I can't read what it says. It's too faded out.
Yeah, I have that thermometer.
Well, that one's worth a lot.
Yeah.
You ever heard of Lions Magnus root beer?
What kind?
Lions Magnus root beer.
I had
You ever heard of that?
Nope.
Lime cola.
Nope.
I think evidently Coca-Cola must have owned it because I've got a clock here. It's got a drink Coca-Cola in the middle of it, and around the outside edges of it, it says lime cola on the top, Lions Magnus root beer on the bottom. Brought $1,520.
Wow.
It's something different.
Howard?
Well,
Howard.
now when I was growing up, we didn't have Sundrop where I lived, but we drank Squirt.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
And I found a vintage original 1965 Squirt soda pop clock. It's a 15-inch lighted PAM metal clock for $225 plus
Yeah,
shipping.
does it have the little character on it? The little
No,
squirt?
it doesn't have the little guy, the little Squirt boy, you know.
Yeah.
But here is a 1970 vintage Squirt alarm clock, just like you would have on the dresser.
Yeah.
And it's $263 for it.
Ain't that amazing?
For just, but it's like an alarm clock. It's got the bells on top. The little clanger goes between them. And
Have
Yeah.
you bought $250 alarm clocks?
yeah.
Hey, what was that company up in Lebanon, Tennessee that made all the alarm clocks? They had a factory up there. And what you just talked about, there was a lot of those clocks had the bells on top. And I'd say that one that made most of them.
Was that West Clark?
Was it up in Lebanon, Tennessee?
I don't know. I know West Clark made some like that because we used to have. When I was in college, I had a tough time getting up to early morning classes, and I had one of those with the ringer of the bells on top, and I put it in the metal dishpan, so when it went off in the morning, it would wake me up.
Well, that would do it.
West Clark, isn't that the one that the military, didn't they buy a lot of clocks from them? Didn't they have a contract with them?
Probably. I don't remember that. Possibly.
Okay.
Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Bill. No, you go ahead.
Okay. I've got a Coca-Cola porcelain thermometer that it's 6 inches by 18 inches, and it's got a circle on the top that says drink Coca-Cola, and a circle on the bottom with yellow with a lady's silhouette drinking a bottle, and it says thirst knows no season with a thermometer on the side of that.
Ooh.
$650.
Wow.
Yeah. Philip, that's called the Silhouette Girl.
Okay.
That's what it signs, and any sign that's got that on it, that's what they call it, the Silhouette Girl. And they actually, people like those thermometers and signs.
Oh yeah, it's a really nice looking one too, and it brought a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I found a Squirt sign.
Okay. With the guy.
Yeah, it's got the little boy on it.
Okay.
Little blonde-headed boy, and he's holding a bottle of Squirt, and it says Squirt soda sign, large, 47 inches, vintage, $99 or best offer.
Huh.
So
Ain't
that's not
nice. Howard, I do have a Squirt sign, but it's like 4 foot tall and 8 foot long. That went on the side of a building. But I've got it inside my other warehouse, and it's got the little guy on it, and it's the date on it says 1947 on the bottom right.
Yeah, this one doesn't have a date here. I'm just
1 minute, guys.
Okay. I'm gonna give you one that's a little different. This is a Say Pepsi Please. It's a double bubble clock. You know what the double bubbles were?
Oh yeah, they're highly desirable.
Yeah, they had the bubble in the bubble there, and the Say Pepsi Please logo. That's an older logo. $1,350.
wow.
Hey, speaking of double bubble, remember that Oldsmobile sign I sent you a picture of, Howard?
Yeah.
The double bubbles. Pepsi made they made several of those clocks, Ronnie. I don't know if the set consisted of 6 or 7 or 8, but there were several of them. And if you got the whole set, you're talking 10,000 plus.
All right,
yeah.
we got to close out on that, guys.
All right.
Well, looks like we're out of time for this week, folks. We'll be back next week, same time, same station for more Let's Talk Antiques. See you then. Take care. Bye-bye.